Hello friends, how are you? It's Kaushiki and welcome to my channel. Today we shall be talking about 6 foodstuffs which are associated with increased risk of having cancer and we can avoid it to decrease the chances of cancer. It is a known fact that cancer can be genetic, but then that is only 10% of the cancer. Remaining 90% is about our lifestyle and the diet that we follow, and that is the reason why we find that in, say for example, in Japan, we find people suffering more from stomach cancer than rest of the world because they eat smoked fish. Likewise, in Kashmir, say for example, there is more of kangri cancer because they use kangri there. So that all goes to prove that if we are mindful of the lifestyle that we lead and the diet we eat, we should be able to, if not make it zero, but to decrease the incidence of cancer. So the number one culprit is processed meat. Processed meat is consumed world over in huge amount, and the processing can be smoking, it can be drying, it can be canning, it can be other methods of processing. All this or increasing nitrite in the preserved meat so that it can be, stay longer in the packaged form. And all these processed things like pepperonis and sausages and hot dogs and all other varieties of processed meat, they are associated with increased risk of having colorectal, stomach and breast cancer. It has been found that somebody who takes even small amount of bacon or one hot dog every day increases one's chances by 18% of having colorectal carcinoma. So it is something which can be easily avoided. Number two is deep fried food, and it has been found that starchy food, when it is deep fried, it leads to formation of a chemical which is called acrylamide, and this acrylamide is something which is carcinogenic. It causes colorectal carcinoma, again stomach cancer, pancreatic cancer. So there are many cancers which are associated with deep frying of the food. And also, if you take fry next time, french fries, or you take samosa next time, you know that you might be actually increasing your risk of having cancer. It has also been found that when the same oil is used again and again and again for deep frying, like it is like on a routine, sweet seller or halwai might be using the same oil for deep frying again and again those crispy samosas, you are increasing your risk of having cancer. So just be mindful of avoiding the deep fried food. And deep fried food is associated with more weight gain. We all know that it causes obesity and diabetes. And somehow it has been found that those who have got obesity or diabetes, they are at increased risk of cancer because there is more oxidative stress on the body, there is more inflammation in the body, and more is the oxidative stress, ionization and inflammation is the body, more is the chance of having cancer. Cooking at high temperature can also lead to formation of carcinogen or cancer producing chemicals in the food, and thus food cooked by barbecue or pan frying or deep frying or grilling is all associated with increased risk of having cancer. So what is recommended is slow cooking, like the way it was done in India before on the chulha, where there was wooden or the earthen utensils and the food would cook slowly on low temperature. That is what is found to be safe. Apart from that, one can use boiling, poaching. So these are the ways of cooking where the temperature, or pressure cooking where the temperature doesn't go too high. That is associated with decreased risk of having cancer as compared to when you cook it at high temperature. Now comes number 4, which is sugar and carbohydrate. So we know that sugar and carbohydrate, though it is not directly associated with increased risk of cancer, but both of them causes obesity and diabetes. And as we talked earlier, that obesity and diabetes is something which causes more of oxidative stress on the body, more of inflammation, and all this leads to increased risk of various type of cancers in the body. Now coming to number 5 product, which is dairy products. So milk, yogurt, cheese, all is associated with increased risk of having prostatic cancer because these stuff are known to produce insulin like growth factor in our body, which is known to feed the cancer cell in the prostate. and thus it is best to have dairy products only in moderation. And last and not the least is alcohol. Now alcohol is something which is metabolized in the liver into formaldehyde, and formaldehyde is a cancer causing agent. So in females or males, in both, the alcohol should be avoided. But if one desperately needs to have alcohol, then it should not be more than 1 unit a day in the female and not more than 2 units a day in the male. It has been found that females, they have increased risk of having estrogen dependent cancers, because alcohol increases the estrogen level in the body of the females, and estrogen receptor dependent breast cancer is more common in females who take alcohol. So these are, like, commonly used substances and foodstuff which can be easily avoided in our diet, and it can be replaced with the healthy options like vegetables, whole grains, beans, legumes, etc., which save one from having cancer. And I hope that you found this video useful. Till we meet next time, have a good week ahead. Till then, bye bye.